All right, guys, welcome to another weekend episode of a Total Gaming Extravaganza. Today, we're going to talk about the hammer and anvil formation. As you can see, Hobo has a pretty good-sized army, and I have a pretty okay-sized army that he can see. Secret. And today, we're going to go over hammer and anvil, how to use it, and then different ways that you can counter it if you see it out in the wild. All right. Hobo, take it away.
Yes. All right. All right. We're gonna go all out, but my strategy's just gonna suck, basically. That's
as you guys know. As you guys know, Hobo wouldn't normally attack me in such a way.
No. I mean,
but you'll see how it works.
I might attack you similarly to this, but not exactly. I wouldn't be so generous with my spacing.
Cool.
Alright. We're gonna go like this. And then we're gonna move the archers up like this.
I'm gonna go ahead and toggle fire at will.
Yes.
So, as a basic principle, the best and most important part of a hammer and anvil, as far as I'm understanding it, and Hobo, feel free to correct me, is a strong and sturdy front line.
Yes.
That's the most important starting point of the anvil.
You need to have something that will stop the enemy long enough for you to pull a flanking maneuver. As you can see, I'm not pulling my cav up. That's a special secret supply that surprise that we'll need.
Horses.
Wait, what is it? That's a secret tool that we're gonna need for later, or whatever.
Exactly.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. That's a surprise tool that we're gonna need later.
What an underrated show.
Yes. So right now, the reason my army's staggered like this is simply because my pikes march very slowly with their pikes out, and my thorax swordsmen do not walk very slowly with their pikes out. Alright, so, we're exchanging blows. I'm gonna bring my archers up to attack his ranged units because they're focused on my line.
So, Hobo, I have my anvil set. At what point should I be sending in the hammer?
Whenever I cannot retreat. Man, dude, those velatives are dirty.
Yes. And my ranged units are all running out of ammunition very quickly.
So you just exposed them too soon.
Oh, I did?
Yes. Right now I would be maneuvering normally to counter. Alright, anyway.
Okay.
I'll commit to the attack. So.
And which units am I looking to attack first?
All of them. So ranged units. You want to clear the backfield so that you can assault the front.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Yeah, normally I would never attack like this. Normally I would clear the backfield of ranged units before I even tried to go... Oh, change your formation.
Yep.
Normally I would clear the backfield of ranged units before I got anywhere close to pushing my front line in. Or at least be set up to clear it. So now I'm set up, I'm kind of forced into this position where I'm I'm engaged, so I can't really turn my units around without them taking casualties in the rear. So this center unit in the middle, I'll actually turn around like I'm gonna try to counter, just to show you. But you see, like, I can't turn my whole line around because there's a whole line right behind them. So I'm just gonna march them back in.
Swift melee cavalry!
Archers! Take aim! On my orders!
So
Our men flee the field of
I'm going to
battle.
turn my units around to
This is
attack
a
their
safe
cavalry
place.
because I'm getting attacked in the rear, and then you just turn your units back in to fight.
Hades could wait.
Like you just have them charge forward and attack my units in the rear. Like
Okay.
there's no way out of it. Like everything's going to retreat. Except for these 2 random ranged units that
Our
you haven't
men
gotten.
flee the field of battle.
Yep,
This
I'm
is a
working on
shameful
that. So, from what
So,
I'm
as soon as-
understanding, it's looking like some of the most important things to remember are timing,
Yes.
Our
and
men
then
flee the field
certain
of
priorities
battle.
while
This is a shameful
attacking.
Yes. So, as soon as my line broke, he pretty much had free reign to do whatever he wanted. You know, he could just cut through my line. There's nothing I could do about it.
Ready to ride! Riders at the double! Break the line! Engage! Ready and waiting!
At your side.
Attack their pit! Charge! Succor ye executors! Happy to serve!
Now, I am going to kill a bunch of his
This is
cav
in your
here
favor.
because I did turn my pikes around, but they're gonna die very quickly, like my guys are. So.
Proud Romans all!
Boom. That's battle. Hammer and
Our
anvil,
men
simplest
flee the
form.
field of battle.
And I even did it
This is a
incorrectly.
shameful display.
Very incorrectly.
Not like super incorrectly, but definitely not optimal.
Succor ye executors!
And the whole point of these videos is to show you guys just, different ways to destroy your enemies.
Yep.
All right.
Boom.
So we've seen how a hammer and anvil can work in your favor. Now let's get on to showing ways we can counter it.
Yep.
All right. So we're back and we've got a same setup.
Pike infantry ready!
Hobo is going to attack the same way. I'm gonna attack the same way.
Yes. I changed my formation a little bit, as you can see.
Hobo will show you guys how to counter.
Yes. There are 2 very simple ways to counter it. So, I'll show you the first one right now, and then I'll show you the second one in the next video. What the heck? Why does that guy already have a... Oh, you hit war drum on them. Okay. Alright,
Foot companions!
so we're gonna march
Pikes at the ready!
our units up.
Levies!
Into the fight. Hold up, I actually need to adjust my entire formation real quick because it's a little bit lopsided. Actually, you know what, I'll just fix it like this. Alright. So I'm going to... You always want to make sure your line is longer than your enemy's line.
Happy to serve the people! For the gods of Olympus! Archers!
So he's going to wait until I'm committed to the fight.
Fire! Orders! Anyone? Loose! Your orders! Now! General!
And normally what I would do here is I'd push my cav wide.
Companion cavalry!
That's how I would normally attack a position like this.
Foot companions! Break the lines! Attack! Commander! Follow me! Attack their position! Orders! Commander!
And for the purposes of this exercise, I'm gonna go after his back
Well,
line.
It doesn't matter. You would just deploy like you're going to hit me with the anvil, hammer and anvil. So you see my main line is engaged now. So now would be the appropriate time to pull the hammer and anvil maneuver. and I'm obviously going to be trying to flank here. So I see him pull his cav out.
The men are wavering.
The first thing you're going to do is you're going to charge your cav into it.
Advance at speed. Raiders advance. Mars, aid
So
us.
I'm charged like you're going to be actually doing it.
Flee the field of
I'm literally
battle.
just buying time
Shameful display.
so I can reshape my line
Our general is under attack.
like so.
Ready. Advance at speed.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Ready and waiting.
Maneuver whatever way you think would be best for your fight.
Attack them for
Like
The men are wavering.
try to make it believable.
Jupiter gives us strength. Advance at speed. At speed. Heavies. Rome is mother to us all. Quick march. Shocky. Break the lines. Quickly now.
But you see, now he can't pull the hammer and anvil off exactly how he did the first time. Because there's a line of...
General has fallen.
Oh, I lost my general. Oh no. You know, there's a bunch more as far as units in the way.
Advance at speed.
Companion cavalry. Melee infantry. Advance at speed. Melee troops awaiting orders. Down. Heavies. Attack.
Companion cavalry. Heavy cavalry ready and willing.
So there's a disruption of the hammer and anvil right there. That's one way to pull it off.
Pull back. Archers. Get them. Any of them.
An entire unit has perished.
Heavy cavalry ready and willing.
Companion cavalry.
Proud Romans all. Advance at speed.
You just countercharge the cavalry with cavalry.
Advance at
It buys you time to reset your line. Now it makes it much more difficult for him, and now you're basically just duking it out.
ready and waiting.
And that's why having better quality cav is super
Ready to
important.
ride.
Forward.
For glory.
Which the Romans do not.
Yes, they do not.
Archers. Gives us strength. Forward.
Warlock swordsman. Our men.
Are you trying to flank with your general?
This is a shameful display.
It has potential.
So basically what you do is you just reform your line into the same box.
Missile infantry at your command. Warlock swordsman.
You know, you're just collapsing your line. When you do an inverted U like this, it extends the amount of
One of our units
space
has
your
used all its
enemy has
ammunition.
to go
Double time.
in order to create an effective flank.
Companion cavalry. Our men flee the field of battle. Our general is under attack.
Oh snap, I did not see that flank maneuver right there.
At speed.
That was nice. I did not expect that unit of 6 guys to pull a flank. So, now that I defeated that hammer and anvil,
Entire unit
I can set up my own hammer and anvil.
Foot companion. Ready. Lights ready. At speed. Quick march. Foot legionaries. Quick march.
The brave ready for orders.
And counter.
Companion cavalry. Warriors of Macedon.
Companion
Yeah, now I have nothing that I can do. I either hold this line here and take heavy casualties from behind.
Our men flee One of our units has used all its ammunition. This is a shameful display.
Yeah. And with my weaker cavalry, there's nothing I can do.
For glory.
Proud sons of Macedon.
An entire unit has perished. Understood. Warlock swordsman.
Sons of Ares.
Missile infantry ready.
Oh yeah, I just got totally wiped.
Missiles
Yep.
ready and waiting.
Ready and waiting. Brave Romans to a man. Foot companion.
Commander. men, flee
Then
the
you shift
field
your
of
line
battle.
to where the enemy is, and you just keep killing. Boom. Battle.
Our men, flee the field of battle.
You'll get some pretty crazy shapes.
Cool, cool. All right, well, there's a way that you guys can counter the hammer and anvil.
And then I will show you another way.
Sweet. We'll be right back.
Alright, so on this counter, I'm going to show you how to do it without sacrificing all your cavalry as much. So this one, instead of countercharging with cav, I'm going to march up with my army, have them engage in a fight, and then I'm going to keep an infantry reserve on each flank. And the purpose of that reserve is to form a side. If you're looking at my screen, I'll show you. Just form a little L shape to protect that side from being outflanked. And then I'm going to pull, if there's only one side being flanked, I'm going to pull from this side. And I'll probably end up kind of going like a little reverse U, trying to get that side flank extended as far as possible, because it's really, really important for you to have that inverted U to prevent all sorts of flanking when an enemy's outmaneuvering you. But, you know, my cav's not just going to sit there doing nothing. If they're outmaneuvering my flank, I'm going to countercharge with my cav.
Correct.
So,
Companion cavalry.
but they'll be right next to my line, so they'll be receiving a lot of support instead of being charged all the way out onto the flanks by themselves.
Sweet.
Yep. Alright. I'm going to... Hold up. That's not what I wanted. 1 second. Alright.
Avisos! Happy to serve the people. Melee infantry ready. For Macedon.
And for the purposes of this, I'm going to treat it like I would
Sons of Macedon.
the last one and the one before it.
Yes. Just for demonstration's sake.
Archers. Attack.
Orders.
Brave sons of Macedon.
Ready.
Loose.
Ready and waiting.
Attack. Brave sons of Macedon. The brave. Ready for orders.
Again, I always push my cav kind of wide on the flanks when I'm getting ready to use them, so my cav would naturally be sitting wide.
General.
Having cav wide on the flanks is good for a lot of things. The biggest one being it allows you to prevent any flanking maneuvers. The other one is it allows you to flank very quickly. Stupid Velite is ruining my right flank. Alright.
Horax swordsman. Macedonians ready.
All right, now that I see that he's engaged,
Men are wavering.
my men are wavering because you're shooting my ranged with your ranged, which is ideal for you.
Yep.
I'm going to try and get after
Melee infantry at your command.
your... or the flank.
Archers. Hold. Take aim.
I see him pop his stuff.
Horax swordsman.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Companion cavalry.
Ready.
At speed.
You see
One
me
of our
pulling my
units has
flank
used all
back.
its ammunition.
You can charge your flank forward, because that would be what you normally do.
Sons of
Yep.
Ares. Jupiter gives us strength. Double time. Follow me. Command. Quick march. Horax swordsman. At speed. At speed.
I'm gonna bring all my cav over.
Ready. Quickly now. Archers.
Gonna bring my infantry reserves back over.
One of our units has used all its ammunition. Flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Gonna turn my cav around so they don't get hit in the rear.
Cavalry ready. General, your orders. Quick march. Ready. Shield double time. Ready to ride. Advance at speed.
My archers are getting hit, but I'm keeping them off of my rear.
Heavy cavalry ready and willing.
Can wait.
Our general is under attack.
General. Archers. Ready and waiting. Slashes. Orders. Ready. Virtus. Archers. Ready.
And since his
Ready and waiting.
cavalry, the cavalry and the extra infantry are keeping my actual hammer busy.
Our general is under
Yep.
attack.
It's not so much that I'm just completely trying to stop his anvil. I'm trying to buy time to maneuver.
Archers. Infantry at your command. At speed.
So now we got this big battle in the background. I have infantry in this fight, so I'm gonna win it. That's pretty much all it boils down to.
Generals. For glory. Advance. Yes, by your command.
We await your command.
Understood. Double time.
Melee cavalry.
Archers.
By your command.
Commander. Amisos. Brave.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Understood. Cavalry.
Commander.
Now he knows he's losing this fight, so he's not going to, stay in it.
At the double.
Hades and wait.
Horax swordsman. Engage. Orders.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Stilentonisas. Foot companions. General. Punch ready.
By your command. Companion cavalry. Orders understood. Ready to understood. One of our units has used all its ammunition. Has fallen.
My general, no.
Foot companions. Foot companions. At the double. Ready and waiting. Your orders.
I'm getting pretty whittled down by your javelin men.
Quick march. One of our units has used
Oh, I
all
didn't
its
even realize
ammunition.
I had this entire flank that opened up.
Double time.
What a
Ready
dummy move for
infantry
me.
at your command. Charge. Horax swordsman. Double time. Legionaries.
Well, you've completely opened up my left flank.
Now.
Yeah.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Now you're trying to countercharge here, but
As you command.
it's not really gonna work.
No.
Ready troops. Crowd room withdrawn. Ready and waiting. Praetorians.
One of our units has used all its ammunition. Our men flee the field of battle. This
Oh,
is a
no
shameful
wonder. I haven't had fire at will on.
display.
I was wondering why they weren't doing much. So, now you're gonna see me start closing this flank over here.
Ready to ride. General! Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
And this is perfect examples. This isn't exactly what it's gonna look like in campaign.
Commander. Ready and waiting. Ready and waiting. Glory to Macedon. General. Double time.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Horax swordsman. Horax swordsman.
General!
Quick march.
All dividers, advance!
On me.
I'm using another
Our
tactic
men flee
here.
the field of
It's
battle.
called curling,
This is a
or
shameful display.
Companions. Orders. Ready and waiting.
scrolling, however you want to call it. Where I'm rolling up one of the enemy's
Our
flanks.
men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Foot companions. Commander.
If you're using this right, you can have entire battles like completely turn 180. is pretty wild.
Jupiter gives us
Like right now, how I'm turning your army.
barbarians. And the double.
That's another tactic we'll go over. It's a pretty complicated one, and it really depends on you having higher troop quality. We'll go over that later, but you see how I force his army to turn this way. Not necessarily what he wanted to do, but all right. So
Cool.
that's the two major ways to counter. Obviously, it wasn't perfectly pretty. We did let some gaps open up that we normally wouldn't in a real battle.
Correct.
But this was strictly for demonstration purposes, so forgive our lack of exactness. And then, generally speaking, you're not going to deploy them like this into a real fight. You're going to deploy them like a regular line. So I'll move them around real quick.
Yeah. Do your thing. I'm slightly not interested because there's a lion on the battlefield.
Where is it?
It's like right in between our two lines.
It's facing you, which means I'm going to win. Huh.
It's facing you.
Now it's facing me. Stupid line. That's the wrong way. Face the other way. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about.
You frick. Yeah, that's right. Wait, don't go anywhere.
No. Turn the other way. No. Turn right.
Turn like a direction.
A little. Just turn a little bit right. There we go.
Ah, monster.
The gods favor me. Alright, thank you for tuning into that episode of the Total Gaming Extravaganza. Oh my gosh, I can't even say our own name. A Total Gaming Extravaganzas in history, where we teach you tips, tricks, and tactics used throughout history and useful for the game.